Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be watching Handplates, the movie, Season 1. Now, I definitely have not in any way, shape, or form ever messed up that intro. And also, this is going to be by Starbot Dubs. I don't know what I'm getting into here, but it's been heavily recommended, and I meant to do this sooner and then forgot because I transferred computers and lost the tab. And then I did it again, and I completely forgot about it. So it's been recommended for a while. I need to get around to this. Also, the thought, now that I mention it. Yeah, it's still tabbed. Need to get around to that. Anyway, let's jump right in. Looks like a Marvel intro style. So, Wedge 2? P? Wedge 1S? Oh, Papyrus and Sands. Why does it say Wedge 1 and 2?
What? You saw our handplates? Human, that was a...
Oh, that's why it's called hand plates. It's literally plates on their hand. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have guessed that. Kicking myself on this one.
Private! How did you ever see them? My defenses were impregnable. How did you do such a thing? No, they're not a skeleton thing or a monster thing. They're a...
Gaster thing?
Jeez, kid, you're not real good at privacy, are you?
What is
We've got
privacy?
Reasons for keeping them to ourselves.
Yes, very good, complex, incontrovertible reasons that anyone could understand.
Why is he so British right now? I don't mind, but wow. If anything, I think he just needs a pipe to go with it. It's like, indubitably. I'm not the only one thinking that, right? Okay, I probably am because it's weird, but seriously, wow.
Like what? I just don't like looking at it, that's why.
Yeah, good
It
reason.
makes me feel like...
Why don't you take it off? What? Wait, they have vital monitors on skeletons with... Oh, you can see an actual set of lungs or heart in them. Red and blue? Orange and blue. What? Gaster with a drill. What the hell?
Forgetting something. Is something important?
Meh. Some things are better off forgotten.
Implying that whatever he forgot, Sans remembers, which I guess makes sense, but okay.
But not that spaghetti, huh?
Also, I really love the sound effect they used in there for the beeping of the medical devices. That is admittedly absolutely terrifying if you have no idea what's going on. If you spend a lot of time in a hospital because your wife may or may not be chronically ill and you have that entire feeling of, okay, this is fine. And you hear that and it's like, okay, this is not fine. This is going to hurt me more than I thought, isn't it?
How's it coming along?
Oh, right. I need to turn the heat up.
How do you feel heat? You're a skeleton. Like if it gets too hot, do you turn to jello? A heartbeat? And the intro for Handplates. Good drama on this part. I like it. Probably would have gone a little faster myself on the edit, but not bad. Oh, but the heartbeat speeding up is a nice effect. Cut out. Sands in the blue water. I'm assuming it's Sands. Trapped in there. Baby Papyrus. Oh yeah, I just realized he has the normal skeleton face with the cheeks, and Sans has cheeks. How is it that I've been aware of this for so long and it literally never clicked into my head why that's the difference? He has skeletal cheeks. Huh. Weird. It never occurred to me, even though I've seen it for probably over a year now. And Gaster's head being wiped out. Watching them. Drinking coffee as a skeleton. Let's ignore that. And he has wingdings on top of the words. The experiments were alive.
It's been 6 hours since I've removed them from the MD solution.
MD?
They're clumsy and confused, fearful. They stumble and trip like As expected, Middle
BC cutout children. And we're seeing the translation from what he has underneath it, which is just wingdings. So did they actually have this word written out, saved it, and then translated to wingdings, and then, oh, that's actually really interesting.
experience in non-suspension has led to a difficult adjustment period, particularly regarding
Ambulatory
ambulatory
motion?
motion. It will come in time, I'm sure.
So he thinks of them as children, but he's trying not
They
to.
are currently separated, as the nature of their interest in each other is unclear at this point. I will investigate this more carefully at a later date, after they've mastered movement. They do not appear to understand me or be capable of speech. They may not be truly sentient. It'll be easier if they are not.
What? Okay. Yeah. Stopping himself from calling them children, saying it's easier if they're not sentient. In other words, he knows they are. He's hoping they're not. So, hey, he's still moral enough to know what he's doing is wrong, but not enough that he's not going to do it. Oh, this is going to be fun.
It does not matter either way.
Yeah.
The line was crossed long ago.
Oh, that seems to be a
There
Gaster
is no
thing.
turning back now. What's going on? What is all this screaming? Oh, for God's sake.
The arm came off.
Limb detachment for a skeleton is completely normal and entirely painless. There is
Really? I mean, to be fair, if my arm randomly came off, even if it didn't hurt, I would be freaked out.
absolutely no call for carrying on like this. But you can't understand me anyway. Why am I even bothering talking to you? I need to bring...
So this is not just a evil scientist Gaster. This is full-on deranged scientist Gaster. Not crazy. Well, I mean, morally crazy, but how to put it? A lot of the Gasters I've seen have been driven mad and desperate by the searches. This one is more, I know it's wrong. I don't care enough. I'm just going to do it anyways. It's more asshole than anything else, which could admittedly probably do worse things.
the arm close enough to reattach it. Stay still. I am not in the mood for this. Stay still. Stay still. Once close enough and with proper will, the arm reattaches. No pain, no fuss. Completely unremarkable and entirely undeserving of such attention-seeking behavior. What a waste of my time.
I just realized the way they're blurring out Gaster's face almost looks like a hand. That is a weird effect. I don't even think it's intentional. It just happens to kind of look like one.
At least the other one's been quiet so far.
Trying to go for a hug.
The taller one is needier than I'd like. I still need to take steps to prevent attachment.
So in other words, he's still acknowledging he's just an asshole, so he could become attached. He hasn't broken yet, which isn't making it better. It just means he's more aware that he's doing the wrong thing and still choosing to. This is a more
7
fucked up than usual
hours
version of
since
him.
removal. The smaller one is awake. I'm surprised that he survived at all, given his frailty, and that he's woken up again so quickly. He may be hardier than I initially thought, which is promising. I went to observe him in person. A transcript of my notes follows. I am keeping my distance at first. He is poking and prodding at the walls of the
Trying to get
floor,
out?
though he does not come near the force field. Maybe he senses the aura it gives off. I get the impression he is trying to find a way out. Perhaps he wants to go back to the suspension.
Doubt it.
He has yet to make any sound. It's preferable to the other one's.
Oh, this is different. This is a pixelated look on him, as opposed to the more floaty, burned out splooge effect. Okay, I wonder if that's significant or something, because we can say that there is the animation underneath it here. Also, Xenodragon, you put in there that, you want to play Final Fantasy XIV, but you need to listen to some of the raid boss music. Oh, heck yes. I love listening to the raid music from Final Fantasy. I can't speak today. Final Fantasy XIV. Can't play the game to save my life, and I hate the controls for those MOBA-style games, so I just do not like them. But I love the music and the story.
Constant whining and crying. He may not be capable of it, or he may just be too focused on his exploration.
What did he
I've
break?
come closer, and he's caught sight of me. He's wary and suspicious, though still silent. Obviously, he sees me as a potential threat,
Accurate.
so he's more perceptive than the other one. at least. I've taken another step closer. His eyes flared a deep purple color interlaced with blue, and he backed up against the wall.
Oh.
Another
Both
step
eyes.
closer, his
Oh. He has both eyes here. Which means Gaster's going to do something horrible and it'll involve removing one of them.
His eyes are growing brighter. I can sense magic gathering within his soul. But he's too new to know how to make it manifest into an attack. If he could open his mouth, I'm sure he'd snap at me.
Yeah.
You can't use magic to defend yourself yet, as much as you try. I wonder what you'll do if I keep approaching.
Panic.
Closer still. He's getting quite frantic.
Cry. What?
He's rattling his bones at me.
Threat display?
At that point, I decided to leave him be, to attend to other matters. The two of them differ strikingly in temperament. One docile, one hostile. Whether that will make things easier or harder, I will have to see.
If they're trying to make Gaster sound the absolute most evil possible, yeah. This is someone who's going to talk about all the jokes of, hey, let's put the child in the microwave. Except unironically and think, I should actually try this.
An unexpected development.
Again, it's... Okay, so there's the pixelation on this one and the splooge effect. I wonder if there were multiple artists doing this, because they look very different here. Much harder style on the lines. More cartoony, especially compared to early on. It's a lot of style similarities, but... Or was this something done by multiple writers or multiple illustrators? I don't actually know.
I left them within earshot of one another while I was clearing one of the workrooms for future use.
So
it
he's...
didn't take them
they're out of
long
the cages,
to realize the other was nearby. Perhaps a side effect of the nature of their souls.
Huh?
They made meaningless animal noises at each other.
Like babies?
Subject 1 is capable of it after all.
Ah.
Nothing unusual or noteworthy, but then began to babble. I could recognize the noises they were starting to string together. Bits and pieces of things I'd said to them. They even mimicked my tone of voice, though clearly without understanding.
Huh, I mean, that is how kids learn, just way fast. It's kind of cool that they're actually acknowledging that correctly. The initial way a child learns is not actually understanding the word. It's just repetition. Monkey see, monkey do. So, yeah, this is actually how it would start. It's why when you have a kid who finally says something, they don't know what they said, which is why it's absolutely important that you go up to your nieces and nephews and make sure to look them straight in the eye and say, fuck, as many times as you can, so that when you give them back to your parents or your siblings who may or may not have pissed you off somehow, or just been your siblings and you think it's funny, and then they get to decode that, why their children can suddenly swear. I'm not saying I've done that, because plausible deniability is still in effect. But if I did, you're welcome, John.
They can speak. They can learn. They are sentient, after all.
And what's his take on that?
I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh!
I specifically accelerated their growth because I didn't want them to look like children. I don't want them to sound like children.
So, again, he's probably still going to go with it, but he's moral enough to realize that it's horrible. But he's probably reducing it for his own benefit more than anything else. That doesn't make it better.
It's unnecessary. I will introduce them to each other tomorrow, with the proper precautions in place. This wasn't in my plans, but one must always be ready to improvise.
What exactly was his plan, though?
We'll see what happens. This is it. Subject 1 and 2 are going to meet. I'm keeping a tight hold on both of their souls.
Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to whoever's doing Gaster's voice. They're doing an amazing job at the gruff asshole voice. It's like, oh, fine, I'm dealing with it. Without sounding like they're really stoking the rage or completely roided up. More just, I've done a dozen cigarettes in the last second and my throat is more or less a skeleton's at this point. Minus the fact that it's actually a skeleton's. You know, details aside.
Don't touch me!
Don't touch me.
So if they fall to fighting, it should be a matter of moments to separate them before either is hurt. It's best to be prepared. I'm not entirely sure what to expect. They've seen each other. They seem at a loss for what to do.
Mortal Kombat!
Subject 1 seems wary.
Subject 2.
2's eyes
Oh.
began glowing a warm red-orange color. Subject
That's
1
terrifying.
soon began glowing light blue in response. This
Interaction.
seems to have calmed them a little.
Because they would have already seen that,
They
yeah.
are approaching each other. They are curious about the other. As
Skeletons,
one
yeah.
may expect. They're the first living thing they've seen aside from myself.
Living. Just throwing that in air quotes because it seems like it's important.
After all, they are very eager and quick to learn.
Hand.
Already their level of speech has advanced at an astonishing rate.
Oh, they said
Speaking
arm, yeah.
to each
Hand.
other as one learns something new.
Shh, no cry, no cry.
Oh, you got the cry
So
part
the
down.
other builds off of what they've learned to new
Banana.
heights.
Interpreting what Gaster showed them, yeah.
Scaffolding.
Oh. He said mutual scaffolding, which covered up the sound in the background, which is super freaking ominous. I don't even know what appears right here, but it's going to be something along the lines of, I can work with this. I don't even need to see it to know that's probably along the lines of what's about to happen. I don't think I'm going to like it.
Huh? Huh?
What? Is he laughing?
And they're getting very attached to each other very quickly. If I want these two to mature rapidly, leaving them together seems the most obvious choice. At the same time, emotional bonds like this carry their own risks.
And they have a joint blue aura around them from their soul. Yeah, it's very faint, but it is there.
On the other hand, alright, that's enough. Perhaps those bonds can be exploited later,
Called it!
should the need arise.
Oh. Yeah. Mad scientist.
Sir, are you alright?
Who's talking?
You passed out.
Oh! Did he just... Are they just drawing him like this regardless, or is the face still deleted in the memories? Wait, this is the Oh, the buttercups.
I'm alright.
His voice is
I must have
rougher.
gotten dizzy.
Oh, and they even have some of the words breaking down more, and... Did they edit it so it looks like it's falling off? Is that indicating a mental breakdown?
Gaster, I'm really starting to worry about
Only
you.
starting?
You're working too hard. It's taking a toll on your health. Whatever it is, it can't be that important.
You're just skin and bones. No, wait, scratch that. Just bones.
I'm very close to a breakthrough, I'm sure of.
Yeah, I think they're using a different font, so it's actually a little... Especially by comparison to Asgore. Yeah, you could see the breakdown, not just in the wingdings, but in the actual amount of bits used here. It just looks a little rougher. Some words are a little more extenuated, yeah.
Of it. I'm going to get us all out of here, you'll see. I'm alright, I just need time.
Look at your poor hands. They look worse every time I see them.
Compared to what?
Are they giving you trouble? I know you said it was an accident, but
Wait, what? Hif. Is he... Purple. So is that Gaster chewing on a wallet? Or is that Papyrus chewing on a wallet? No, it has cheeks, so that's Gaster. Why can we see his face here and not anywhere else? What? What the Oh. Oh, he cut those circles out of his own hand. Okay. What the fuck has been reached already? We are very much at the what the fuck point.
Please, I've asked that we not talk about this.
Why?
I'm not sure I believe you. I understand that you want to get us out of here, but it's not worth tearing yourself to pieces. This isn't your burden to bear. When the time comes and the last soul falls, I will break the barrier and do what has to be done. That is my duty as king. But my duty is also to my people and my friends, and your well-being is more important to me than anything you're working on. I don't want you hurting yourself, not for any reason. I can't lose you too.
Well, you
Stop
won't remember you
pushing
did by
yourself
the
so
end.
hard. It's not your responsibility. Take care of yourself,
What is
and
he
I will
working
take care
on
of
to
the
get around the
barrier.
barrier?
Come on. Some tea will help you relax. You can go back to your work after you unwind a little, alright?
If you insist. You've always been too gentle and too kind. You don't have the same darkness inside that I have.
I would believe that.
If anyone should be making such sacrifices, it will be me. I will get us out of here, no matter the cost.
Oh, is he trying to make artificial souls to become the sacrifices? Is that what this one is?
And you will never have to kill anyone again.
So,
I'll make sure of it.
yeah, it sounds like it. So, his motives are actually not horrible in this one. I thought they'd be something really fucked up. It's like, what do I need to do here? I'm sure I can make something fun. Although, well, this is also what he's saying to Asgore, so he might have other motives too that I'm not aware of.
Entering number.
Not even getting a translation
Steady
anymore.
progress at a rapid rate. They can speak in sentences now. Subject 1 is quiet and soft-spoken. A lowercaser, I'm sure, without much attention to detail and taken to mumbling. 2, however, is more confident and clear. Uppercase. Like myself, a voice that demands attention. It does not matter what their fonts are. I did not notice, and it does not matter. They cry and carry on whenever I have to separate them, but I cannot risk leaving them alone.
I just realized I meant their fonts because they're naming skeletons after typefaces. Wingdings for Gaster. WD Gaster, yeah. So Papyrus and Sans came from the fonts he chose, or will eventually choose, or maybe they did.
Alone unsupervised unless Subject 2 can understand one's condition.
What's that mean?
It means that if you hurt Subject 1 even a little, even by accident, he will die.
Oh.
What's die?
It means that he will turn to dust and you will never see him
Now, is that
again.
accurate, or is that...
Stop crying, I'm talking to you. Since then, 2 has been very careful. Entering... Since I
Why are
moved them
those
into
still the
the
broken
same
parts?
room, they are much quieter and easier to work with. They chatter constantly. Entering... Whenever I go...
Actually, I want to double check something quickly.
They
What is
chatter
the
constantly.
translation for it?
Entering...
Okay, so it's not actually entered. The captions are auto-generated. If it was entered, that'd be different. I've seen a few places give little spoilers in the caption. I wanted to check that. It's probably better if they didn't, because this is moderately fucked up. Let's go with that.
Whenever I go to see them, they are holding or touching each other. They are desperate for physical contact. At least they won't ask it from me.
Yeah, it's probably safer
They
too.
even sleep like that. It doesn't seem like it'd be comfortable.
I mean, yeah, your muscles be... Oh, wait, yeah. It's just one of those monster thing, I'm guessing. Sure, why not?
Sometimes,
Their souls grow in unison.
Grow?
I believe it is when they are dreaming.
Oh.
Entry number.
Do they
They
dream
are
of sheep?
voracious eaters, and given their rapid development, it makes sense.
What do
Out
monsters
of curiosity,
eat
I
anyways?
gave them half a portion one night to see what they would do. They split the difference. I suspect given only a crumb, they'd find a way to share it. I don't know where they learned to be so selfless with each other. It's not a trait I'd think would be inborn.
That's actually incredibly debatable, and I'm not just focusing on this tidbit because this is freaking me out more than a little, and I'm actually a little scared. But yeah, there's a lot of studies on if a child is born with inborn selflessness. A lot of the times, though, I think it comes down to, at least according to the studies, you see pain, you don't like pain, so you try to alleviate because you don't like seeing other people in it. Not every kid would have that. It's really just a matter of people are weird, but there's a lot of studies on, is this natural? Is it a learned behavior? Is it an inbuilt behavior? And the studies have all come back as multiple conflicting results because it's really a hot button issue. So people probably project more than little in them. I think they're leaning more towards empathy is an indication that is born in, and then how people interpret it is a thing, and everything else is learned. But it's been a while since I've looked at the literature on that. And frankly, it's really creepy when you get into it, and especially how they have to test it. So, yeah, I want to move on from that topic. It's still less creepy than everything Gaster's doing, though, so I'll stick to that for now.
Entry number. I gave them one pillow to see who'd assert dominance and claim it for their own.
Shared it.
When I checked on them, they'd torn it up and were playing with the stuffing.
Smart.
Entry number. They never stop asking me questions. At least their vocabulary is growing.
What is disappointing?
Specimen?
Alternating current.
Electricity?
Marrow.
Calcium?
Laser.
Forbidden?
I did
The
make an
things he said
annoying
to me.
error once while I was distracted.
What is he? What are we? Is he... me? Am I him?
No, you are not the same person.
Then what are we?
You are things. Though I suppose technically one could say you are brothers.
And that is where they get the idea of brothers. Gaster throwing something at them randomly. Also, the fact that we have the teeth outline on Papyrus, but his mouth is just right there instead. I just noticed that. Where he has the teeth and an actual mouth with cheeks. Oh yeah, that's why their design is weird. Huh.
Brothers? He's my brother?
Are you our brother too?
I made you both.
But what are you? Are you us?
Mad scientist.
What are you to us?
Quiet!
He is quite,
They
then that is accurate.
unfortunately latched onto the word. Brother this, brother that. Perhaps they'll grow out of it.
Nope.
I should have been more careful with my wording. Things cannot be brothers. Entry number. They're starting to read. I'm being careful about what I give them. I don't want them getting ideas about the outside world. Subject 1 is a fast learner. 2, less so. He struggles with reading, and my hope is that he inherited my... It's a physical problem with his eyes and...
See, that moment right there. A lot of this has been Gaster expressly being an asshole, but that... He inherited my... And then cutting off, not even having a dash, not even breaking up, just stopping.
And my hope is that he
Inherited my...
It's a
And he immediately moves over. So he's viewing them like his children, but actively making a point not to. Yeah, he's going full-on asshole on this one, trying desperately to solve a problem. So you don't have to kill any more children, so he's going to kill his own. And he's actively making a point not to think of them like his children, but he's also failing despite himself.
physical problem with his eyes and not a mental one. Bad eyes can be fixed. Even with one's help, he has difficulty. He interprets even the clearest directions in strange ways. He seems intent on sabotaging himself at every turn.
Drawing them as a family.
One, at least, seems very clever.
Why don't we ever see anyone else down here? Are we a secret or something?
He's figured it
Perhaps
out.
Too much for his own good at
What's he gonna
times.
do?
Entry.
Oh, no.
They smile when
You know, I just realized there's translation for all the other wingdings, but the ones that randomly come in the blur are still wingdings as well. If someone stopped, paused, and translated them, what would we... Okay, there's nothing immediately with a translation, so I'm not going to look any further, but probably would be freaky. Also, these are the movie variations, not the individual sections. Maybe those would have translations for what would be in those sections. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This isn't a problem at all.
When I come to see them, they ask me what I do outside. They ask me if they can go outside. Entry number. Subject 2. Tried to hold my hand. Entry number. I've made a huge mistake.
Is this where he realizes it and does something stupid? He didn't realize that he was getting hugged the first time. That's why he didn't react to it. Or he didn't even bring himself to talk about it. And holding the hand, you can see that he's holding it. He doesn't react. And then when he starts to clamp down to actually hold tighter, then he realizes what's going on.
Tried to hold my... I've made a huge mistake. I've waited too long.
Grown attached.
The project is in danger. My objectivity is at risk of being compromised. I cannot afford a further delay.
Which means he's going to do the horrible now.
They are still childlike, but no more time can be wasted. Even this, in the end, was a foolish diversion. It does not matter if they can understand. It does not matter what they look like, or if...
I'm assuming he's removing parts of their soul. You know, that might be represented by the eyes later.
They can think or what they feel. This is not what I made them for. I need to regain my focus.
What's he going to do?
I need to regain control.
Of himself, but not saying that.
To remember why I'm doing this.
And they're re-emphasizing the audio for the voice actor. Where before it was just gruff, but very steady. Now it's incredibly rough and even more angry to get through. So yeah, great voice actor. But oh boy. And he's measuring the hand. Oh, that's why he has the holes in his hand. He grew specimens of himself from his hand. That's why he has 2 hands, 2 holes, and all the other ghost ones around.
Why don't my hands look like yours?
You and Subject 1 don't look alike, do you?
I guess not.
I knew when I began what this would entail. I knew what I'd have to do. I knew there'd be no going back.
What? What? I don't even need to know what the wingdings say to see. This is the prompts that Frisk had. Why does he have those?
No forgiveness.
Or it's just a representative.
Decisions were made all for the greater purpose. To create these living tools. To even consider such selfish sentimentality gets people killed.
Or you unalived or unexisted.
There is only one choice. There is only one choice.
Oh, god damn it. That.
There is only...
This is... It's both a shout out to the illusion of choice, where you have 2 options that go to the same place, or in this case, the illusion of determination, where there is actually 2 choices and you're convincing yourself it's not the case. It's not even a metaphor. It's beating you in the face, telling you that this person is deluding themselves to say there's only one choice. There's only one choice, but showing you in your face that there are 2 choices. Oh, even. This is an amazing part right here. Like in sheer just storytelling, visual medium wise, this is really good. By having the audio say one thing and the image showing you that it's a lie. I like it, but also I realize I'm stalling because it's not going to be something I like. Yep.
One choice. I told myself I'd make whatever sacrifices necessary to achieve my goals. I'm not going back on my word. I'm the only one who can do this.
And we all know that's a lie.
Do this.
Even though
There
Asgore
are
has
no
already a few
other
times.
options. I'm going to get us all out of here.
Funny how that worked.
No matter what it takes. The greatest test of my strength. I am determined. Can you move?
No.
No. It's hard to breathe.
You can breathe?
I'm
You need to?
scared.
Accurate. You should be.
Good.
I'm not sure you can see it, but I just got chills and I hate every second about this.
You should be scared of me.
Yeah.
I will not fail.
Did you say I will not fail?
Fail.
I will not fail.
It is done. They asked me, begged me, screamed at me to stop. And when I did not, they called out for their brother to save them. When they did not, they called out for someone, anyone, to help them. But nobody came. A lesson we must all learn at some point.
And he just randomly sitting in the background smoking. That's terrible for your non-existent lungs. And he's jittery because he's not so far gone to not think it's horrible what he did. This is actually a really good set piece of showing someone who isn't a monster making themselves a monster. I mean, the irony being he literally is a monster, but I think this actually makes it worse. I've seen interpretations of Gaster where he's so far gone that he doesn't realize how horrible it is. Or there's that little part of him in the background screaming, but the rest of him is like, I'm doing this anyways. This, though, I'm talking about Undertale for that last one, or Underverse. This one, though, is more, you can see with this right here, the shaking, smoking, being in comfy clothing and not the lab coat. This is him knowing he's gone too far. So you can see that he still has the morality to know it's wrong and he shouldn't. And all the gaslighting himself, not talking about children, just... I think this one is actually worse because knowing all of that, he's still doing it. It's not someone who's gone too far that they can't see how far they've gone and have become a monster. This is someone who is fully aware that they're doing the wrong thing and then still choosing to do it. It's somehow worse. I didn't think it would be worse. I honestly did not, and I am regretting that realization. There's 3 movies. We haven't finished movie 1 yet.
Point. It is done, and I must admit, a part of me is curious now what they will do. Their limited worldview must be completely shattered.
They have an accurate representation
What
of
will
you.
they build out of the pieces? Can they even understand what just happened to them? How will they adapt to this new paradigm?
He's not
What will
Dad.
change?
Coughing?
My hand hurts. I can't get it off. I hate it. I hate it. Why did he do this to us?
I knew it. I knew it. I knew we shouldn't. I knew we couldn't trust him.
Accurate.
What did we do wrong? I don't understand. We were good, weren't we?
It wasn't us. We didn't do anything wrong. It was him. He wanted to do this to us.
Yep.
Maybe he was worried we get lost, or
And Lord of Hollow is just going in the chat and saying, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, that's the thing. I don't doubt every second about that. I'm fully agreeing with you. I'm pretty sure that will be the case, and I'm not ready for this.
magic and will protect us from something, or...
Yeah, like having a dad. And now his mouth open all the way, yeah.
Serious? How can you even say that? How long were you screaming while he drilled that into you?
Maybe he had to do it that way.
Yeah, but not for the reason you think. We're just things to him. He's always said that.
And he's figuring it out, yeah. And of course, Papyrus immediately going to the abused child defense of, if they're hurting us, they must have a good reason.
He doesn't care about us. He's never cared about us. He can do whatever he wants to us.
He's
and
making
who's
a
gonna
point
stop
not
him?
to, which is worse.
No one even knows we're down here. It's not like we can get out.
And that's accurate.
God. Oh my God. What is he going to do to us?
Yeah,
This
he
is
just
the
figured it
beginning,
out.
Isn't it?
Yep.
This isn't going to stop. It's just going to get worse. Oh God.
No, he won't. He won't. He's not like that.
He's not like that. He's making himself like that, which is, again, the worst part.
He's not going to.
Look at your hand,
But
for
he
God's
will.
sake. Don't you get what's going on here? Don't you get what we are to him?
That's not what's going to happen. He's not gonna hurt us
God,
anymore.
little kid voices for them
Are
makes
you
it so much
joking?
worse.
He's not going to
What do you
hurt us
think just
anymore.
happened?
I know it.
What on earth do you think is going to make him stop?
Not a bad person. He's
Not a bad person, except for these. Open your eyes. Can't you tell he's not going to stop? Why would he?
he's not. He's
What has he ever done for us except...
not going to. He's
Whoa, hey, are you okay? Jeez. Calm down. Hey, can you hear me? Hey, shh. Hey, shh. Calm down.
There's the
Come on,
breakdown.
deep breaths, okay? I'm scared too, alright? But we're okay. We're both okay. I'll figure something out. Don't worry. Calm down.
It can't. He can't. There has to be good in him. There has to be good in him. There has to be.
Shh. Breathe, okay? Just try to breathe.
He has to stop. He has to stop. He has to. He.
Oh, fuck, man. And because I didn't remember to, or learn how to put the chat above me in the green screen, you can't see that Maine put a comment up there that said, a lot of how Sans and Papyrus are written here is so great to represent the different responses to abuse. This is one of those cases where I'm okay with the representation not being good because it just makes it worse. Ugh. This is painful, man. I thought the CoffeeZilla video would be the one after this that would be really bad for anyone watching on YouTube. Recording them all at one point. For anyone watching live, that probably just makes sense later. But yeah, no, this is...
It won't get any worse than this, right?
Why did you do that to him? He never did anything to you. He didn't deserve that.
And you did? Does his suffering only matter to you? Interesting.
Why did you make us?
World's best dad. I can't read what that says back there. Scientist, probably. They got a mug that said world's best dad and had scientist, and he still uses it. The fact that after all of this, they decided to just jump in here. Just that they actually chose to draw this part in right here. That he's still using it. So he took it, he accepted it because he was falling into it, and now that he's gone too far, he's still keeping it. That's showing more mental breakdown on his end than anything else so far. And there's been some fucked up shit.
Why are you doing this to us? Is someone making you do this? Is that
Technically,
it?
no.
Do you not have a choice?
Huh? I thought I turned us off.
WD Alpheus. Scanning for a magical signature. Please touch your phone now, Dr. Gaster. Oh my god. And Alpheus is being adorable.
Yes, Dr. Alphys, what is it? Yes, I'm fine.
They don't have Alphys' voice. They're just doing the little beeping sound effect. Okay. And this is their first contact with the outside world as well.
Is something wrong? Late? Late for what? Yes, but that's tomorrow, isn't it? Is it really?
And this is him getting an idea. No one else knows they're down here, but now they will. Alphys alone would know they're down there. On the upside, she survives, but this seems like a much more outgoing and confident Alphys because she had all that cutesy stuff added in. Because there's no way he would add that on himself. I don't think he would do that. Alphys is not cutesy, like that cutesy and that confident in canon. Ah, fuck, he's going to do something, isn't he?
Are you sure? I must have lost track of time. I know it's not like me, but I haven't got much sleep lately. No, I'm alright. Don't worry.
Oh, he's getting out and not shouting.
I've just had a lot on my mind.
But it might still be enough.
Bro!
Brother, how did you get outside?
I snuck away while he wasn't looking. I'm gonna get you out, okay?
on.
Then we're gonna get out of here.
Oh, yay! But how?
I'm still working on that part.
Magic?
Does something to the wall when he opens it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he touches that thing over there. I think maybe
Are their
put
hands
your
similar
hand
enough?
on it.
Okay. It's not working. Only one of the lights went on.
Try using 2 hands.
He only uses one, though.
Well, his hands are big and you have little baby hands.
I do not have baby hands.
You have the most itty-bitty hands. But they're like tiny little...
Apparently, I'm going to have to keep a closer eye on you. You're slipperier than I thought.
No, I was so close.
If he just shouted, they would have heard him, but he didn't know the phone works that way. Yes.
Yes. Under other circumstances, it'd be sufficient to punish only you, Subject 1. But your frailty makes that difficult. So, you both will be coming with me.
Don't hurt him. He didn't even do anything. He didn't do anything.
Think about that the next time you run from me. Come on.
This is not going to be good. And now that he's taken the first step into actual abuse, it gets easier. Because now he's making a point.
I have a theory. Both subjects glow unnaturally and powerfully, unusually so for our species. Although,
They're a species?
admittedly, there aren't many left of us to compare.
Oh, okay, that's why.
I suspect the unique nature of their souls has something to do with it, but it needs proper investigation.
What is the unique nature?
One's eye sockets are large, and the aura of his glow is very strong. He seems the best candidate. If the healing tinge I sensed is truly present, and can be replicated, or even enhanced, maybe there's hope for my eye, after all.
Oh, so it's his eye that was the problem. And maybe this is what he's actually going for. He's now getting something for him out of this. I didn't actually know he had an eye problem. He mentioned it earlier, but he kind of cut off. And since we can't see his face, that wasn't as obvious.
Entry number.
Is that hair?
Failure.
They hurt him.
One's more fragile than I anticipated. The right eye is broken.
So the eye is there, but it doesn't have the glow. So I would heal, because then if it heals, he can do it himself.
Preliminary tests indicate permanent blindness. I suppose now we're a matching set. Knowledge always comes at a price. Sometimes that is the nature of things. One cannot always expect perfect answers. I was not able to find and isolate the healing aspect as I'd hoped.
And how much of his rationale was actually getting out? How much was healing himself for the problem? And how much does it matter? Because he might be changing his goals to make them less, well, human is, I guess, the not right word in this case.
I believe I may be onto something very, very interesting. I will need to observe him carefully while he recovers. And if I'm correct, well, it could change everything. As for the damage, Eye glowing is essential to a skeleton's emotional well-being. Without full access to the ability, 1S may develop problems.
Like what?
Well, that's why I made 2 of them.
What was that? Is the breaking candle effect related to papyrus glowing or something Gaster did?
Stay still.
Are you listening to me? You broke his eye! You broke my brother's eye! He needed that to glow!
Now you'll be
Yes,
matching
that
set.
was unfortunate. He's weaker than I thought.
How could you? How could you? He needed that eye!
You'll just have to deal with it. The damage is already done. It's too late now.
Why? What did you do to him?
The same thing I'm going to do to you. Stop squirming. You do not want to be out of alignment when the emitter is on.
The emitter?
No! No, stop! What if you break
We're gonna actually have to see his eye
We'll
get
have
taken
this
out.
free between us all, I suppose. But I don't intend to make the same mistake again. I've adjusted the output, and you're much stronger than Subject 1. I think this time I'm going to make a breakthrough.
No, don't, please stop!
Oh, what did I say about squirming?
Please don't! I need my eyes! I need both of them! I need them so I can glow for him! Please, I have to!
I already told you, I have no intention of blinding you.
Only partially.
In fact, quite the opposite. But if you don't follow my directions very carefully, you may blind yourself regardless. Do you understand?
I also just realized he has a dual tone glow on this one, yellow and purple. Oh.
Please don't. He needs me to.
Why do they need to glow? Gaster said it was important to
Now, eye
them, but
sockets forward. Don't move. And no matter what you do, don't
blink.
blink.
And before, where he showed that he was actually disturbed by what he did, after the first time he hurt them, it got easier. And now he doesn't even sound like his voice is chattering at all. There's no more edge. He's just doing it because he's made that breakthrough, and now he's gone. Again, inhumane is definitely not the correct term here, but God, this is fucked up.
Are you awake?
Not if he's lucky.
What happened?
Why can't I see?
The magic overflowed into your other socket during the procedure. It was a rather spectacular light show, actually.
I think this is actually worse. And yeah, they fixed his dialogue text. It doesn't look as broken. He's no longer nearly as stressed about it because he's okay with it now. He's made that turn. It's much healthier text because emotionally it doesn't really bother him anymore. And somehow that is actually worse.
Does that mean?
You're not blind, if that's what you're afraid of. You can't see because of the bandages. It'll probably take a day or two for you to recover.
Does that mean I can still glow?
Yes, it shouldn't have affected that ability in any way.
Then, what did you do to me?
When the bandages are off and her eyes have healed, you will see.
See? You mean because my eyes will be open?
In a sense. Come on. If you're awake, then you can go back to your cell. Subject 1 can keep an eye on you.
This actually makes it worse. He's in a bed. Most likely Gaster's bed. So while he was recovering, Gaster still is, at least in his own fucked up way, treating them like children without even realizing he's doing it because they're in the bed, not their cell. Could just be ensuring the experiment doesn't get dead, because he put Sans back in the cell right away. I honestly hope he's being more monstrous and just trying to be nicer, or to himself, by keeping his experiment alive. Because if he's actually still in the background thinking like they're kids despite himself, this is going to make it so much worse, because it's actively choosing to do horrible things, which I thought were already past, but that just makes it hurt more. And Nim, you're asking, how did you watch this? Like it was normal when you were younger? I have no idea, because I ain't younger, and this is fucking me up.
I have to get back to work.
You aren't going to carry me? Because I can't really see.
I've...
Healing?
expended a lot of magical energy lately. I'm tired.
So it did fuck up. And there's still that little bit about him that hasn't gone completely monster, as much as he's trying to make himself do it.
You can walk. Here, hold on to this.
Can I ask you something?
And showing how he's deliberately not giving his hand, which was his first instinct. I think the worst part about this is all the little reminders about Gaster at his heart not being horrible, because everything he's doing is a choice he's making to be horrible. And that if it wasn't a specific choice he was forcing, he would probably be a good dad. He's just choosing actively not to be, which is so much worse. He doesn't have bad instincts. He has bad choices he made.
You said before that you weren't going to make the same mistake again.
Yes, and I did not. You'll be able to see just fine.
But that means you hurt my brother by mistake, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That you didn't mean to?
Breaking his eye was not in my plans, no.
And because Gaster is showing that little bit of weakness, Papyrus is clinging on to it.
So, you didn't want to hurt him?
Subject 1 is too delicate to hurt carelessly.
So,
You are not,
does
though.
that mean you won't hurt us anymore?
Why? This is worse than the pain. This is so much worse.
Oh, that's such a relief. I knew.
I will do what I have to. And what people need me to do. If that requires hurting either of you, then so be it. I will.
And this is the first time he's probably said this to them. And knowing Papyrus is looking for any reason he can not to think of Gaster as a monstrous, he's probably going to latch on to this.
See this through to the end. It's already too late to turn back.
It's not, though.
But
That's the worst part.
Isn't there some other way? Maybe we can help you. It doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to be like this.
If you want to help me, you will be silent and obedient.
And again, the worst part is that Papyrus is right. It doesn't have to be like this, and there is turning back, and we know it's not going to happen.
I don't have time for this.
And he's getting pissed off because it's not actually ineffective what he's saying. The worst part is he doesn't hate them.
Yeah.
And just imagining what could have been.
Come on. Can I not trust you two to be alone for just 5 minutes?
Wait, what did he say?
Can I not trust you two to be alone for just 5 minutes? Okay.
I couldn't hear what it said, and the audio didn't pick it up.
Come on, I need to go get your dinner. Hey, don't look at me like that. Come on.
This is so much worse.
I don't feel anything for you.
He lied as easy as he breathed.
I'm going to tell my brother you did it by accident. I'm going to tell him you didn't mean to hurt him.
And when he lost control, he grabbed the hand. But technically, Meese are holding hands now, which is what Papyrus will see. Or feel, because he can't see that it's not actually Gaster's hand. It's the illusionary hand. So even as he's pulling away, a Freudian hand slip, you could say. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to finish this today. I legitimately don't believe my heart can take it.
Tell him whatever you like. Come on.
What do you think he meant? He said see, like it meant something more than just normal seeing.
I don't know. He didn't say that to me.
He said he'd fix the, laser thing since the last time when he... Did he tell you what he was doing?
I don't really remember. I passed out pretty fast.
Oh. But, he said I could still glow, so you don't have to worry about that.
That's not what I'm worried about.
Oh, he said I'm not blind either. He's going to take them off in a few days. I'm fine.
That's not it either. Don't worry about it. It's probably nothing.
It's Papyrus rationalizing, and Sam, or sorry, not Sam, well, that's from the Doug video. Sans pissed that his brother is rationalizing because he got hurt and trying to avoid it. But also not wanting to piss him off by pointing it out. A vision of them in the future, but without the eyes.
Bro, wake up, wake up!
Oh! Because Sans had the ability to see things that weren't there, or alternate options, and this is how he got that idea.
Wake up, wake up! I saw something! I saw something outside the beams!
What did you see?
I saw...
Glimpses of other options.
I saw us.
Us?
Yeah, but... we
Older.
look different.
Different? What do you mean? Different how?
Different.
Can you still see us? Maybe he put a mirror there. Maybe he's testing us.
He probably
No.
would too.
It's gone now. I just saw it for a second.
That's weird. Do you think that's what he meant about seeing?
Is that what he meant? But what does that mean?
Are you sure you weren't dreaming?
Honestly, a dream might be an accurate way to describe how that works.
Maybe. Let's just keep this between you and me.
Right?
Alright?
That's as much on this one I can get today. I'm still doing more. The stream's not over, but God damn, I wish I had something harder than coffee right now. Like a brick to the head would be a nice reprieve. I'm not sure the mic picked it up, but as soon as I said that, my wife and the other one went, alcohol! In that exact tone of voice, and it's adorable. Oh, that actually would be nice too. Unfortunately, this is a sober stream, so yeah, that ain't going to happen. Basically, what I'm saying is, for everyone who just watched this, yeah, thank you for doing this live. Members who are watching it after it's live, but before it comes out for everyone else, thank you. And for everyone who's here going, why are you doing this? I will agree with you. I don't know. I listen to suggestions of people on the internet who want me to feel pain, and I can see why they felt pain, and we're sharing the pain, which admittedly is why you would do this, because you have to share the pain to make it more manageable. Does that sound fucked up to anyone else? Because it should, because this was fucked up. Handplates is already one of the most disturbing interpretations of Gaster I've ever seen. And it's not the most fucked up one. It's just the most disturbing because unlike ex-Gaster, who is the most monstrous, the most insane, the most demented, the most torturous, this is the one who never lost. Well, again, humanity is not the right choice here, but he never lost that. He still has it. And there's little reminders everywhere that it's still there. And they're making these choices despite that. And it's so much worse. I thought I could do the entire first movie. Oh, I was wrong on that one. I saw a few advice in the chat for terrible writing. I might check that out next. For everyone watching, thanks. I'll see you in the next one. But yeah, that was a thing.